So I had a great night's sleep parking right in that parking lot. No problems, no worries. I stopped by the visitor center this morning and visited with one of the park rangers, and she gave me some great advice. Down in Charleston, she said that Fort Sumner may be closed for storm damage, but to visit Folly Beach and a couple other places in one of the plantations down there. So got some good leads on that. So heading down the boardwalk. So in the Congaree National Park, they have this boardwalk which is 2.4 miles around. So it's a nice walk. They also give you this guided tour paper that has little stops and all. There was one interesting thing, and it says, as you look on the ground on either side of the boardwalk, you will notice a dark colored mud, a mixture of clay and old leaves. This mud is called Doravan muck. It is 8 feet thick and plays an important role in the health of the floodplain. It filters water, traps pollution, and turns pollutants into harmless compounds. By filtering water, it helps keep the floodplain and the Congaree River clean. So there is 8 feet of muck. The majestic bald cypress trees produce knees that rise up from the roots of the tree and can be seen throughout the floor's floor. While their function is not entirely understood, it is believed that the knees provide the tree with extra structural support during floods and high winds. Bald cypress trees can live to be over 1,000 years old. Bald cypress wood is rot and water resistant. The wood is often called wood eternal because it decays slowly and may remain in perfect condition for over 100 years of use. Historically, the Catawba and Congaree tribes used bald cypress wood for canoes because it was easy to work with and durable. Bald cypress trees were logged in the late 1800s and used in roof shingles, docks, bridges, cabinetry, and more, which is why so few old-growth bald cypress trees exist today. So here you can see how the bald cypress trees grow. So there's a root coming from another one, and then these little nubs come up, and they're all over the place right here. You can see all over how they're coming up. I can zoom in to the tip of one here. Kind of see it growing right there. So this is one of their biggest trees to try to give you a little perspective. Here's the boardwalk. Here's the tree trunk. It says the grand tree you see here is a loblolly pine. It is unusual to find pines growing in wetlands area. However, loblollies can tolerate living in wet conditions better than many other species of pines. Loblolly pines are the tallest trees in South Carolina. This tree is over 150 feet tall and is a former state champion. South Carolina is known as the Palmetto State. It is named after the state tree, the cabbage palmetto. I don't know if I'd call that a tree. The short fan-like palms beside the boardwalk are dwarf palmettos, relatives to the cabbage palmetto. They are one of the hardiest plants due to their ability to withstand freezing temperatures. Dwarf palmettos thrive best in wet, sandy areas where a disturbance like a hurricane causes a gap in the canopy, allowing sunlight to reach the forest floor. Just a few miles from here, where the Congaree and Wateree rivers meet, a maroon settlement once existed. These settlements were comprised of individuals who escaped slavery on nearby plantations and formed their own independent communities. Rivers provided a means for travel, finding food, and acquiring supplies. Dense vegetation in the floodplain forest, like the twisted roots seen here, provided safety because of the difficulty it posed for slave owners and slave catchers attempting to traverse it in pursuit of those who had escaped. Just thinking about those slaves who, it was bad enough living on a plantation, but they came here and had to live in this muck, in this mud, have to survive all while worried about being captured and sent back and beaten. It must have been just, it's just unimaginable what that had been like. And I think that's kind of the lesson of this place. You know, I'm doing a little contemplation. I find myself just rushing because up until now, whenever I've had a vacation, I've only had a fixed amount of time. And you want to do as much as you can and see as much as you can, so you go as quick as you can. And there's always some destination you've got to be at. And so I'm finding myself saying, slow down, you know, take it easy, enjoy what you see, enjoy the adventure. It's not about the destination, it's not about getting somewhere. There's so much in between where you leave and where you arrive that you just blow by and never see. I never would have seen all this today if I just hadn't looked at that paper map and saw that place and said, hey, let's just give that a shot and check it out. Well worth it, absolutely enjoyable. And I think it's going to be really hard for me to keep slowing down. But what a wonderful day.